Well, hello, private practice success community. It's Gerda Muller here, of course, coming to you from a beautiful day here in Brisbane. And today, of course, is day number 19 of the 90-day vlog challenge. I actually couldn't believe that it was 19 already. I actually had to go back, go through all the previous videos, and actually I counted them and went, geez, can this really be 19? And yes, it was, because time just flies when you're having fun. So I'm hiding away here in my garden. The kids are inside. Hopefully we won't have as many interruptions as we had last night, because my husband is still away. Look at my hair and the wind. Is still away in Kingaroy for some work. He's only coming back tomorrow, and of course nothing's going to stand in my way to talking to all of you today and doing vlog number 19. So yesterday, I hope you have watched yesterday's vlog. If you haven't, be sure to go look for it on the page here. Just scroll down, you'll find it. So yesterday we asked the question, what is it costing you by you not investing in yourself as the practice owner? I.e., what is it costing you in terms of incorrect expenses, incorrect business decisions, or money that you are leaving on the table because you are in clinician mode the whole time, which means when you do professional development, you are doing it in the area of clinical skills instead of going, hang on, I'm actually a practice owner, which actually means I'm a business owner, which means that I need to also invest in my business management, business development skills, which means learning about marketing. I hope it's okay here with the wind, which means learning about marketing, learning about customer service, learning about sales, learning about KPIs and numbers and that type of thing. Sorry about that. The doggies, I've got real guard dogs. Anything moves outside the yard and they start barking. So that's what we talked about yesterday, and it's a very, very important conversation and discussion that we had yesterday. So if you haven't watched it, please be sure to go out and watch it. So today we're not going to talk about the same stuff, but we are going to be talking about something that links with that, and that is the curse of the practice owner. Yes. So if I think about myself and Biscuit, come here. Come. Come here, Scotty, say hello. You're making such a noise. There he is, making such a noise. So just sit here with me and be quiet. So if I think back to my first, second and third year in business, I suffered from the curse of the practice owner. And what that meant was that I had this belief that I am the captain of the ship being the practice, the business, and it's my responsibility to make sure that everything runs well, and it's my responsibility to wear all the risk. It's my responsibility to wear all the worries and the stress and the pressures that goes with being a business owner. And I'm not saying that that's not okay to do. You know, you need to do that to some extent, but it shouldn't just stay with you. And that's what happened for me. And although my practice grew very, very fast in this first 1, 2 and second year, unfortunately, if you haven't invested in your business development skills and your business management skills, it's going to catch up with you. You can only for so long rely just on common sense. You can only for so long rely on reading free material and free content. It will only get you so far. All right. And of course, when I was worried, when I was stressed, the only person that I would speak to about it was my husband. And of course, he would feel powerless and hopeless to really help me. And, you know, being a typical man, he just wanted to problem solve it. And whatever suggestions he gave me, I said, no, that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work. You know, so I was very frustrating to him. And it was really, really hard being so isolated as a practice owner. And I guess for me, it's part of that number one motivating reason for why I started doing this private practice success work in terms of running workshops where practice owners can share the room with other like-minded practice owners that go through the exact same challenges. It's why I started my Facebook groups for practice owners, where practice owners have a safe space to connect, talk with one another. It's why I'm putting all this content out there to really put out the message there that it is really hard being a practice owner. It's very challenging, but oh geez, it is so rewarding. And it is so much more rewarding when you're actually running it as a business, because I can tell you, when you don't run it as a business, oh geez, the stuff that happens, that pops up, the reactive nature of having such a private practice where there's always crises that needs to be managed because there's no proactive planning, or you're always short of cash, or if you're short of cash or you're short of team, all the responsibility is on you as the practice manager to see more clients and work harder and work longer hours. And that's not what a real business should be like, but that is what happens. And then, of course, I got my own business coach, and things just changed for me. My husband, of course, was his number one fan, because then I could go and whine to Nathan, my business coach, rather than whine to my husband. So he really loved the fact that I got myself a business coach. But having a business coach was really hard at the start, because obviously for us in Allied Health, we've got such a different subset of rules and regulations of what we can and can't do. And the first 12 months was really hectic. It was really hard. And what made it harder was that I had an existing team of clinicians working for me. Now, it's really hard doing change management with any type of, within any type of organization, but I think it's actually harder doing change management with psychologists. And I can say this because I'm a psychologist myself, but as psychologists, we're so used to being the ones that's helping other people change. We're the ones that does all of that type of stuff. And when no biscuit, and when he's trying to hold my self-esteem, and when when your bum is in the other side of the chair, when you're the one being change managed, it's not so nice. So it was really hard for me, having a level 3, level 4 private practice, having to change policies, having to change practices, the way I did things, having to change the model of how we operate in order to ensure it gets aligned to really a profitable business structure. But it saved my practice. It literally saved my practice. So the first year was really hard making all those changes. The second year, which was much easier. And in the third year, we were just flying, and we've been a level 5 ultimate private practice ever since. And that's because I set it up properly and I'm running it as a business. If you know a bit about me, you would know that I don't work in my practice at all anymore. I've got a principal psychologist, the amazing, beautiful Frankie, that runs it for me. So if I wanted to, I could go and sit on a beach somewhere. But I choose not to do that. I would be bored out of my head doing that, and I instead want to give back to the industry, want to give back to practice owners that's struggling the way that I have by doing this private practice success work. And I must say, I get very frustrated when people, and I'm talking clinicians that wanting to go into private practice, or especially group private practice owners, when they don't prioritize time out of their business to gain the skills that they need to get their very own ultimate level 5 private practice. It really annoys me, because I know the day is going to come when they're going to hit rock bottom, and why wait until then? I guess behavior change will tell us that that's probably when people will start to feel motivated to change stuff. So maybe it's inevitable that needs to happen. But I guess as a psychologist that wants to prevent and ease emotional suffering, I want to not only do that for my clinical clients that I still see, but I really want to do that for the private practice owners out there that are me and where I was 8-10 years ago, even 5 years ago, because it wasn't a good place. And compared to where I am today, it is so much better. And it's all because I took a chance on my business coach. He was amazing. It came through, and I now have the business knowledge and the business skills, and I want to share it with other people so that you guys don't need to suffer emotionally the way I did, so that you don't have to rely on your husband the way I had to, and whine and whinge in their ear the way I had to. and maybe in your case it's a close friend in whose ear you whinge and whine, because I always felt that I couldn't speak to the clinicians in my team. I felt that wasn't right. I couldn't share it with the admin team members in my team. Again, I felt that wasn't right. I never wanted them to think that they're on a sinking ship. I didn't want to scare them, and therefore when times were tough, I kept it all to myself. And I guess for me, part of having private practice success is having other people with whom you can be vulnerable and share that information, and who can help you to change things around, and ideally doing that sooner rather than later. So that's my message to you today. It's almost like part 2 of what we talked about yesterday. Because really what you are doing when you don't invest in your business skills is you are paying money, like literal dollars, to the school of not knowing, all right? Because you're probably losing money somewhere, not earning money where you could be doing it, because you don't know what you don't know. So let's do something about it. I've actually just opened up enrollments for the second half of this year for my private practice success introductory level workshops. I will put the link to the website down below. It's 1-day workshop, starts at 9:30 to 5 o'clock, where I take you through the 7 secrets of a successful private practice. So we look at marketing, we look at loving your practice angels, we look at having recruiting and managing your ACE team, we look at the numbers that's important in private practice, we look at the profitable private practice mindset, we look at dynamic diary management, and lastly we look at adding the wow factor to your private practice. And then, of course, because I always like to over deliver, at the end of the day I add an extra little bit of sprinkle of marketing gold that we end the day with. And I can't tell you the feedback that people give me when they come. They often say, I wasn't sure whether I needed to come. I've done 1 or 2 other business stuff and it wasn't really interesting, it was boring, it wasn't relevant to what we do, and I'm so glad that I came. I'm so glad, it was really so valuable. So don't miss out, please don't miss out, and I would love to meet you at my next workshop. So until I speak to you again tomorrow, remember, all you need to do is say yes to having your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. And from me and my sidekick here, he's been really good. Hey Biscuit, yeah, I've been sitting here. As long as I've been patting him, he was quiet. From me and Biscuit, have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.